What is up, everybody? Welcome to PS Best Friends, the only PlayStation podcast by the community, for the community. We come to you each and every Tuesday with a brand new episode filled with love and happiness and such. I'm your host, Jeffrey Mizrahi. Today we have the one and only pizza man, Anthony Palm. What's up, Anthony?
What's going on, Jeff? So this week I started a diet, so I don't know if you want to stick with the food stuff, but we could do that if you want.
Not even. I was so unoriginal. I couldn't even come up with a different type of food. I just went with the Italian food as well.
I mean, I am Italian, so I guess that's a little bit fitting.
I guess that's legal. To the left of him, we have Miguel Veras. Miguel, how you doing, brother?
Doing pretty good, man. Pretty good.
You eating any pizza? What's that situation like?
No, I've been in a diet for a while, so no pizza for me.
The Diet Cast.
Yeah.
And of course, every week we come with a new community guest member. That could be you next week, maybe. Could be you the week after that. But this week we have Joel Campos from the community. Joel, how you doing, brother?
Pretty good. How's it going? Pretty happy to be here.
Yeah, so hopefully this would be the first guest that's episode got to come out. We had a little technical difficulties with some other guests, but everyone's coming back. Don't worry. This is gonna be great. You know
Yeah, so we also got to give Joel a special shout out. We're using a new software this week. So I know last week sounded kind of not the best. This week should be spot on, and it's because Joel told us where to go for audio recording.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Joel did give us this.
Yep.
It's a great tool.
Yeah. So let's get a quick roundabout. What's everyone been playing this week? Joel, let's start with you.
Been a pretty low-key week. I was in Dallas for work all week, so I didn't have much time to play anything other than my Switch, so I played some Mario Kart. But I have been playing a lot of Overwatch when I have time. And I did go to a Halo 2 tournament last night, so that was fun.
That's interesting. So
How
now
was
when
that?
how was that?
Pretty terrible. You know, you would think that your Halo 2 skills would carry over the course of 10 years, but they do not.
So now when you go to these, you go in Dallas for business, I assume?
Yeah.
So now do you bring your Switch? Now do you also bring your Vita? It's because when I like to travel, I get really I got to prepare for the worst. So
Dude,
like,
I bring both. I bring my Vita and my Switch to work.
I bring my Switch, my 3DS, and my Vita if I'm going somewhere, you know, just in case there's a game drought or something or zombie apocalypse. I need to have games, you know, to play.
Well,
So,
yeah, I did bring my Switch as well. There have been times when I do
Vita
bring
as well,
my, my Vita, my bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, because with the Persona 5 hype, I didn't know what it was all about, so I started playing Persona 4.
Oh, interesting.
That game is pretty awesome. I'm only like 8 hours in, which I'm assuming is just the bottom of the barrel, but
you young summer child.
I'm enjoying it.
Still the fucking tutorial or something, right?
Pretty much.
Because of course I could get away with it. So Miguel, what about you? Been playing anything?
Been playing some Black Ops 3 a little bit multiplayer, and a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links on the mobile. I'm addicted to that. I don't know why.
Now, for those who don't know, it's just some shitty, honestly, like objectively, Yu-Gi-Oh! Like game, it's just it's made for more quicker matches. So a regular Yu-Gi-Oh! Game would have 5 slots for monster and spell cards and a 40-card deck. This one, it's 3 slots for both of those and a 20-card deck.
Man, I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh! In years.
I like this Duel Links just because it's like a tapper version in a way of like Yu-Gi-Oh! Because you could do a thing called Auto Duel, which is you hit a button on the top and it
does it by
plays the
itself.
duel for you. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's weird. What's the point of that?
grinding, my dude.
Yep.
Grinding.
I guess
Trying to get those
that's a
cards,
good
bro.
point.
It's honestly ridiculous.
Yeah, it's fun. I like it.
It is fun. Yeah, no, some of the higher level matches are fun to play, but
Yeah, and the high when you're
I'm
battling
look-
someone high.
I'm looking at myself. I open up a match and I hit Auto Duel and I look at fucking AI playing AI with my cards. I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? But then I just start another match right after that. Auto Duel as well. It's like,
Does
you
it
gotta get in.
feel like it's pay to win?
No, actually it doesn't. It
Nah.
gives you gems. That's the thing that you need to get the cards, and it gives it Every time you log in, it gives you a couple.
That's the currency that you pay money, you would pay money for. Like the crypto keys.
Does it feel as well balanced as like Hearthstone?
It's
As far
Yu-Gi-Oh!
as far as spending,
Yu-Gi-Oh! At the
as
end
far
of
as
the
what
day.
I mean, as far as wanting to spend money, not at like gameplay itself.
Oh yeah, I think it gives cards out judiciously. I think it does. Every time there's a new
I haven't
pack,
spent money on it, and I played for a long time. Every time it messes up, it gives you a bunch of gems too. So that's good.
Segue, I've been playing. Fuck Activision. Fuck whoever developed Activision's drop rates for loot boxes. I've been playing two of their most egregious titles, Black Ops 3 and Overwatch. Black Ops 3 added two new guns, or two old guns, I guess, from Black Ops 1. The M1911, a classic pistol, and the AK-74U into the multiplayer loot box grind. And Overwatch put all their anniversary shits, all their new cool skins. I have dropped about maybe opened 5 boxes in both respective games, and haven't gotten anything over a blue, which is like one above the whites, which is the basics, the commons.
I
And
had
it is
no
ridiculous.
idea. I had no idea that they were still adding stuff to Black Ops. I thought they would
Black
stop
Ops 3 is
that
still
by now.
really popular.
Yeah.
Black Ops 3 is so
Even before
popular, they just released the DLC, a whole $30 DLC pack for the game, when Infinite Warfare is totally out right now and releasing its own DLC.
Yeah, that's
Like
weird.
it's going on its third DLC, right? For Infinite Warfare. It's not even like they're done with the season pass. And they're
Infinite
still
Warfare
putting
is
stuff-
being the third DLC right now.
That's what I'm saying. It's not even like they're done with the season pass content for
Black
Infinite
Ops
Warfare.
3 is eating its fucking lunch.
I've actually, so I was telling you guys like 10 minutes ago, I'm actually absurdly close to the platinum in FIFA 14 for
I thought of
PS
15.
for
Yeah,
or
15.
FIFA 15 for PS Vita. So instead of playing like literally anything new, I've literally just been playing FIFA 15 on Vita.
How
And
many
then
trophies do you need?
I need 4, but 2 of them I'm gonna have during this career mode playthrough. So I need 2 more.
I thought you were gonna say during this podcast.
But by the time we're done here, I'll be good. You know what's the craziest fucking thing that I can't even fathom? A couple months ago, we were talking about, whoa, there's too many games right now. I can't handle all these games. Now we finally have this pocket of time where the games aren't coming out. And we're like, fuck those new games. I got old games to grind and play.
I have FIFA 15 on Vita.
I have FIFA 15 and Black Ops 3 loot boxes to get, Like, all that time I was shitting on I was complaining about how many games there are.
No, actually, I have the Vita. I've really been playing like on break at work and stuff like that. At home, actually, I started playing Overwatch again because originally my wife and I played on Xbox One, and it just went on sale on all platforms. But we decided to pick it up for PS4 just because we've been playing the PS4 in general more often. So her and I switched over to that. So
Now, you got that Game of the Year edition, right? Or what is it
Yes.
still called? Or now, what
it's the Game of the Year edition, but it just came with 10 standard loot boxes, and then I think it came with like a Heroes of the Storm thing that I don't care about. It's
thought
really
skins.
almost no different.
That would have been an uproar if it came with exclusive skins that you could only get by rebuying the game. I remember Destiny did shit like that, and people got really upset at that. Where it's like, wait, this skin only comes in the collector's edition of the
Taken
expansion
King, I
pack. Yeah, it's like I already have it though. They're like, well, fuck you, and they sold it for $20 on the side. How ridiculous!
Yeah, it was ridiculous. So
All right, so nothing else new, guys.
not really. Same Black Ops 3 with zombies a little bit, but even that I haven't been playing too much.
So let's check over to some news with what is and forever will be Moriarty's report. Time for some news. How many items we got?
We got 7 items.
Nice.
So there's a couple really exciting ones. Far Cry 5 has been officially revealed. We mentioned it last week. The teaser. I know. I got to get that sound effect for the soundboard.
Oh, you don't have that? Okay.
I don't have it on the soundboard. I'll add it for next
For
week.
now, I'll be this. Wait, what do we have on the soundboard, just so we know?
Okay,
Like
so
a
stepping
banner
back,
up.
we got.
Stand back before we go to Far Cry 5. Oh, that's nice.
We got. And then I added this one.
Oh, beautiful.
Maybe we could do that for the drop.
I was thinking the same thing. All right, cool. That was behind the
Okay.
scenes.
All right. So back to Moriarty's report. So Far Cry 5 officially revealed. Release date of February 27th, 2018.
My birthday.
A little bit farther out than I thought. I was thinking fall, especially since Red Dead got pushed back.
You know what's cool? Let me just get on this. When they release these kind of quote unquote far out dates, they're kind of hit him on the mark. I remember seeing something about Wildlands before E3. Its date was like leaked or something, or I think they even said their date, and it pretty much hit it. March of 17.
Recently, Ubisoft's actually been pretty solid. I mean, I know The Division was delayed a lot, but after that, have there really been any Ubisoft delays since The Division?
I think this is them saying,
South Park.
yeah,
That's like not even really there.
still THQ shit. I think this is kind of them saying, we were going to announce this for November. We kind of knew we couldn't. When's Jeffrey's birthday? Let's put it there. All good. But yeah,
It was like, when's Jeffrey Mizrahi's birthday? Okay, so let's go over the bullets for Far Cry 5. So it's set in the fictional town of Hope County, Montana. We did know that last week as well. It lets players create their own character, a junior deputy, and then set out to take down the religious cult Eden's Gate. That sounds familiar, actually, the name of that. You're supported on your journey by Pastor Jerome, Mary May, and Nick Rye, who are respectively, they are an African-American priest who's lost his flock to the cult, a bartender with a penchant for flammable cocktails, as seen in that teaser trailer, and a pilot who wants to create a better future for his child. So you can play the entire story solo or 2-player co-op. I believe you could with Far Cry 4 as well. I didn't really mess around with it too much. The only thing I did in Far Cry 4 co-op was there was one achievement you had to do, or a trophy, and once I did that, didn't do it anymore. You can recruit other people to fight for you. Now, I don't know if that's NPCs or like avatars of real people. You can recruit animals like bears and cougars, which is clearly what they labbed out in Primal.
Yep.
There's a map editor similar to Far Cry 3. And if you pre-order on PS4, players are going to get Far Cry 5 skin pack at launch. They pretty much have been doing the PS4 exclusive.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
a
they're
PS4
launch DLC.
Yeah, they're aligned with PS4.
Yeah,
Primal had also exclusive DLC.
yeah. So they've been doing cosmetic DLC stuff at launch for all pretty much Ubisoft games for PS4 for a while. So that's not anything new.
I think missions they've been doing as well. No? Or am I...
Yeah, like The Division. No, The Division didn't.
It's pretty much
Primal-
just Destiny, wasn't it?
No, what was the
They
game?
didn't
Oh,
have any Ubisoft games that I know of.
Well, they have Activision.
no, I thought Watch Dogs.
Assassin's Creed did too.
Watch Dogs, I think, had an exclusive mission too.
Yeah.
Watch Dogs 2, I don't know about 1.
Yeah, so what do you guys think about this, though? This, we're getting a open world gun game in Montana. At first, I was thinking...
In America.
Exactly. At first, I was thinking, like, woo, how are they going to handle, like, the ability to just kill regular civilians? And I'm not saying, like, in other Far Cry games, it was like, oh, those are, like, civilians, but they're actually all working for drug lords and shit like that. So, like, it kind of, like, they mask it in that. But I'm like, how are they going to kill, like, Americans? You know, I feel like that might be a big uproar. Then I'm like, GTA's been doing that literally forever. This is not a thing. So I'm like, oh, all right.
I'm kind of curious as what the time frame is going to be for it. Like, is it modern day or is it
Modern
based
day.
like?
No, modern day. It's
modern
like,
day.
right? 100% right, I think so. Right.
That sounds pretty interesting. Especially the whole religious cult thing. I feel like there can be a lot of weird stuff within that are like hidden within the game.
I hope that doesn't go too... I don't think it would, but it could. I hope it doesn't go too supernatural in a ways.
Same.
'Cause
Yeah.
I feel like they could take that and be like, oh, they're I don't know.
So
I don't want to say it, you know? Like, please keep it very grounded.
I'm
the
sure
more
it's gonna.
grounded the story's going to be, the better.
I'm sure it's gonna be grounded, dude. I mean, you're gonna end up fighting someone that's trying to recruit people and just
Like, I'm sure there's some sort of sacrificing within this.
Do you know what the way around it's going to be? Like Far Cry 4 with the drugs. And there's going to be supernatural hallucinations, but it's not going to be actual superpowers. You know, what I'm interested in about is the fact that I called this last week saying it was going to be Red State the game, and this is basically Red State the game. So
are you playing as these characters? That's what these are just fun guys in the like. These are where you get your missions from. These pastors.
yeah, it's going to be like Far Cry 3 and 4 where...
The only
so
one
you're gonna be a sheriff and you're gonna be able to create the character. And you're
a junior deputy. I bet there actually is a sheriff of the town that's probably a story character as well.
Could be. So I wonder
looks
if you're gonna be able to play co-op. Are you gonna come in the story? You're gonna come in with 2 people, or
I
it's
think
just
it's
gonna
going to
be
be like
one?
Halo, where it's just like, why are there 4 Master Chiefs? We're not going to say anything about it. It's
No,
just,
I
I
don't
think,
think it's-
there's
I-
not going to be a story reason for adding co-op to it. It's just
No,
gonna
I think
be
I think
another
they
person
could
jumps
totally
in.
get around with that. It would be different guys on the force, different people on the force.
That's what I'm saying. They're not going to explain it. It's just going to be, it is what it is.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right.
All right, next on the list, Sony has announced that its online PlayStation Network now has 70 million PlayStation Now, right? Hold on.
Yeah.
Network, no.
Really?
Network.
It's
We
network.
got confused over this earlier in the week. So
Yeah.
it's the PlayStation Network, lowercase
Regular.
now, has. Okay, let's back up.
Just read it.
Yeah, I'm going to start it over. Sony has announced that its online PlayStation Network has 70 million monthly active users. So that's by the end of 2016, PSN has reached 70 million active users across all Sony consoles, and the plan for this year is to expand that number of hardware units sold to 78 million. In addition, by the end of last year, there were over a third of that number, 26.4 million paying for PlayStation Plus subscribers. So yeah, I mean that's good. The community's still growing
That's
on
a
PlayStation.
lot of people.
That's a real lot of people.
users.
Yeah, that is a lot.
Now, do you think that counts? So, like, my wife and I, like, she's on my PlayStation, and she'll play a game, like, she'll play Overwatch, like, a couple of days of the week, but she'll be playing while I'm not playing. That still counts her, right?
I think no. I think it's based on the username. So, is she playing under you? Is she playing under the one only XX?
No, she plays her own name.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
kind
so
of
yeah.
that.
No, yes, that's a different person. Yeah.
Yeah, because at the beginning of the week when I saw that, I thought it was gonna. When I read it, I thought it was actual the PS Now, the service that they have,
Oh,
instead
no.
of the actual
Definitely
network.
not 70 million.
I had to read it a couple times. I'm like, what the? Am I reading it right?
Let me
Yeah,
look
they
up
did
just
word it
one
weird.
more number. 60
Let me
million,
let me
holy shit.
reread that last statement. In addition, by the end of last year, there were over a third of that number, comma, 26.4 million paying PlayStation
So
Plus subscribers.
from the 70 million active users, 26.4 million of them are actually paying for the Plus service.
Yes.
Okay, so the 70 million is just active use. So that's like,
Yeah.
so my wife's part of the 70 million because she's not paying for PS Plus because she's using mine by sharing the console with me. I'm part of the 26.4 that pays for PlayStation Plus.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Next up on the report, Sony has launched
Wait,
a
hold
new.
on. Just on that, I think it's pretty crazy that so 26 million are Plus subscribers, but
Yeah.
there's 60 million PS4s in the wild. I guess most of them aren't active users. I want to know what's the count between active PS4 users that aren't Plus members. You know?
Well, how many people own a PS3, not a PS4? Or how many people own a Vita and
Exactly,
own
yeah.
neither or the other? And also, how many are cases like me where my wife's not paying for PS Plus, but she's playing on the
Sure.
network?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of them like that.
Because I'm interested if it'd be less than what Xbox 360 was back in the day, where it was like, I don't even know the number, but like a huge percentage of Xbox 360 owners were on gold, you know, because like you kind of had to have it. I'll be interesting the comparison, but yeah. So I just wanted to get that one out there. What do we got next?
Okay, next on the list, Sony has launched a new recommendation system on the US PlayStation Store named The Creators. The new feature is similar to Steam's Curator recommendations in that it displays recommended games, only in this version, the suggestions come from the developers rather than the influencers. As of right now, the lineup includes 17 prominent developers and studios. So this is kind of cool. It gives the potential for smaller studios to get noticed, which is kind of the problem because on the drop, a lot of the times it'll just be a ton of crap and then cool stuff, but that isn't known gets buried. And then, of course, games like Tekken 7 get the giant, front page treatment on the drop. So that's cool. I hope that a lot more indies get noticed using this initiative.
Now, did they say if influencers and the such will ever be in this program, or is this only for developers, pretty much?
Right now, it's just developers.
I think it's going to stick with developers.
And I haven't gotten to see it yet, so I'm kind of looking at it right now. Ooh, you could also give a little blurb. Shu has a little blurb over here. It's like a quote from him. I grew up as an action game fan and always looked for games that feel second nature in controlling the game character with my hands. Here are the titles I recommend to play on PS4.
Just let us change our names. like I get it. Just let us change it. Okay.
Extra line, and also no one can change their name.
All
Play
right.
these games, don't change your name.
So, anyone else got any more thoughts on that?
I haven't had a chance to see it either, but it seems like a good idea to get like some of the smaller games noticed.
Now, this is only on PS4, correct? It's not on the Vita, PlayStation
It's
Network
just on the PS4, and it's only in the US.
Okay.
At the
So
moment.
I think this would be. I mean, they don't care about the Vita anymore, anyways. But I think this would be a great idea for the Vita. To get
Surprising,
a lot of
every
smaller stuff
fucking
known.
every Sony developer puts Uncharted on their thing.
Right, of course.
Uncharted and Horizon are on every creator's list.
I mean, they're great games too. I mean, you can't go wrong with those.
It's just like, oh, thanks. We needed the recommendation on that one.
Hey, there's a lot of people that still haven't played those games, dude.
I know, I can't believe that. So
Myself
crazy.
included. I haven't played Uncharted 4 or Horizon yet because I haven't had time.
Really?
But I
Do
have.
you even have them or not yet?
No, not yet. I do have. I beat the Uncharted collection. That was my last summer project. So this summer I plan on picking up Uncharted 4 and playing through that before the DLC comes out, and then Horizon as well. I do have The Last of Us, but I've never played it.
Wow.
Dude,
I'm the worst
That
PlayStation owner ever. I know.
as a must play. Drinkbox actually has a great list that I, funnily enough, have all of them. Drinkbox is recommending Guacamelee, Spelunky, N++, Axiom Verge, Fez, Shovel Knight, Inside, Meat Boy, and Sound Shapes.
Dang,
That's a fucking list.
Nice.
That's
I
a
know.
great list.
Yep.
All right.
All right. So next on the list, Square Enix provides Hitman fans with some hope in a post-earnings results briefing that President Yosuke Matsuda explained. On selling IO Interactive, quote unquote, our decision to withdraw from the IO Interactive business was the result of a review of our portfolio that we conducted as part of our effort to concentrate our resources in order to strengthen our development capabilities and on the future of the Hitman series, quote unquote. Because the firm is engaged in the development of Hitman and other renowned titles, we are negotiating with prospective external investors capable of ensuring that these titles carry on. So, thoughts on this?
Good. No one really wanted to see Hitman series die.
At least they clarified the rumors that
Yeah.
IO Interactive was they had the rights for the Hitman series.
Yeah,
So
I
they
think
don't-
I think it was just so surprising that about the whole IO Interactive thing because I feel like Hitman really came in full stride like after its release. Like it took a while before a lot of people started playing it, I feel.
Yeah, I
But-
feel like once Sapienza came out, a lot of people really got excited about it. Like that's the Italy episode.
That's what, like the third drop did they
I
have?
think it's the second one
Second one?
because it was Paris, then Italy.
Oh, okay.
Because I think once the second one came out, people realized there's so much content in each individual episode that once they had the first two episodes, they're like, all right, now I can jump in. Whereas like when the first one came out, a lot of people didn't like. I had a friend that straight out didn't realize it was going to be episode based, so he beat the Paris episode and was like, where's the rest of the
That's
game?
it.
But if you just bought the Paris episode for, it was like $15,
It was the intro
Worth-
pack. Yeah.
that was worth it, I feel.
Oh, if you knew what you were buying, then absolutely it was worth it. But for someone thinking they were getting a full game, then you're like,
But it was
where
what? It
is
was
the rest of it?
$15 though, no?
Well, he bought the full.
Oh, so he bought like the season pass for like a Telltale
Yeah,
game,
and
so to
he
speak.
didn't realize that it was going to be coming later. He
Yeah,
thought he
yeah,
was just
yeah,
going to
yeah.
blow through it in a weekend, and he's like, "Well, where's
That's like
the
if
rest
I
of the game?"
bought like Guardians of the Galaxy on disc, the Telltale one, and then I got home and it was just episode one.
Yep.
What the fuck am I playing?
Yeah, what just happened?
And just the thing with Square Enix, before we move on, it's like they're such a hard company to please and work for. It's like, remember when Tomb Raider came out and didn't sell to their standards? I think it was Tomb Raider 1, maybe.
Yeah, it was the first one. Yeah.
And it's like, it sold a ridiculous amount. We're like, wow, I didn't know that reboot was going to sell that much. And they're like, yeah, it was off our expectations by like 3 months. Like, what are you talking about? How much you want
Like,
this
why
fucking
were
thing
your
to sell?
expectations that high?
Always, but whatever. Square Enix, bro.
And the game was great.
Mhm.
So I
Oh,
don't
the first
know.
one was
Exactly. The quality.
Have you
was so
guys
high.
played the second one? The second one was great too.
I'm halfway through. It's not.
That's
staying.
okay. So this actually ties into a little dilemma I'm having this week because the sale ends. There's an extended play sale going on until May 30th, and I have Rise of the Tomb Raider and Hitman on Xbox One, and I'm like literally dead center in the middle of both games, and I feel like I want to restart a playthrough on them, and I kind of want to just rebuy them on PS4. And because anytime I jump into either of them, I'm like, I don't know where I am, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know like where I am in the story, and so I feel like I just want to rebuy them on PlayStation and start over there. You guys think that's like a good idea?
What was
Like,
the
do you
other
think
game?
it's
Rise
worth
and
it?
what was the other game?
No, it was Hitman and Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Hitman. With Rise of the Tomb Raider, though, even when I was playing a couple hours like on a Sunday, and then a couple hours on the Monday, and it's like, wait, what am I even doing right now? I feel like it has this weird way of telling its story. I don't know.
That's
Maybe
what I'm saying. Like, I almost want to just
didn't
restart
care
it and
enough.
just kind of chunk through it in 1 or 2 shots. You know?
Oh no,
I
I'm saying more that it's not. I'd rather just play through the gameplay and get through the game rather than really get more involved into the story. That
Okay, I see what you're saying.
personally.
I mean, it's up to you too at the end. If you don't mind buying the game again and playing it again on the PS4. I mean,
I just feel like I'm never gonna go back to them on Xbox because like I literally don't touch my Xbox anymore. So I feel like I'll never get through them. So even though it's rebuying them, I feel like it's more worth it than trying to force myself to play my Xbox when I just don't want to play it.
Yeah. I normally do that for games that I want to kind of force myself to use my Xbox for. So it's like, I can't buy that game anywhere else. I have it on Xbox. That's like always the thing in my back of my head. It's like, that is the reason I have you for that game. And even though I'll never play it, you know, it's weird. Talk about replaying games though. What do we got next?
So the Crash Bandicoot remaster, Crash Insane Trilogy, for PS4 is coming up soon, and now to celebrate the release, Activision has announced a line of official merchandise for the game. The highlight of the line are the new t-shirts. 5 shirts have been designed with a variety of Crash-themed images and logos. In addition, you'll be able to pick up keychains, mugs, wallets, and hats. Bandicoot-themed scented candles. There are 3 scented candles shaped like TNT boxes for sale. That's kind of cool.
I'm all about it. I'm all
the game
about
launches
the
June 30th for PS4. So you guys would actually get the candles?
No, I wouldn't actually get it. I just think it's like a hilarious marketing ploy. Kind of like the blood-scented candle for Resident Evil.
They had a blood scented candle. I know that's funny.
Oh, yeah, and didn't they have the finger-shaped USB drive?
Yeah.
That looked like poop. So they have this Aku Aku keychain, which looks pretty cool. I'm a fan of that. Nice. The classic Crash, like tongue out face. None of the shirts really strike me as that like cool. The Cortex shirt has like this like classic type logo, and then Wumpa Juice.
I feel like I'm more personally interested in the other, like the non-T-shirt stuff. Like I would get a Crash mug.
keychain and
The mugs are cool. But just take it. Ooh, the crate mugs. It's just
My wife
it's like
might
this
even want
kind
the candle if it looks cool. If it doesn't.
I don't
smell
see
like
the
shit.
candle here though. But taking a step back, what is everyone's thoughts here on
The remaster itself.
the remaster? Yeah.
I think it's cool overall. They're actually treating it like it's a big remaster. It's coming back strong.
It reminds me a bit of the Halo 2 remaster that Microsoft did a couple years ago, where it's the original games, but they are polishing them to look like modern games. I mean, obviously, I haven't played any of the Insane Trilogy, but it just looks good. So I'm glad to see it back. I'm hoping we get a Spyro one, and I hope it sells well so that we can get a Spyro one.
Yeah, I love the Crash Bandicoot series. It was one of my favorite, growing up. And I actually did get a chance to play it. They had it at Best Buy one day. They had a demo, and I played a little bit of it, and it just seemed like they just revamped the game completely, and it was really fun.
Now, were you a fan of him back in the day?
Yeah.
Really.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was a big fan of the original game. I didn't play. Okay, well, it was Crash 2. What was 2?
I think 2 or something. I don't know.
Warped was 3 or Warped was.
Warped was 3. Warped was 3.
Yeah, Warped was 3. So what was 2? I keep thinking Ripto's Rage, but that was Spyro 2.
Ripto's Revenge. Rage was it? No, I think
Ripto's Rage, I thought it was.
I don't know.
And then Year of the Dragon was the third one. But yeah, what was Crash 2? Cortex's Revenge, was that it?
Cortex Revenge sounds
Cortex.
good.
Yeah, so you were getting the
Cortex.
2s. Cortex Strikes Back.
Cortex Strikes Back, yeah.
Okay.
That sounds
Yeah,
right.
so I most vividly remember the first one, but I remember enjoying the other 2.
From all the Crash series, what the game that I enjoyed the most was CTR. Yeah, I loved it, dude. If
Maybe we'll get
there was a
that too.
platinum on that, oh man, I would have had like probably 2 of them. I played that game way too much. That was my Mario Kart, pretty much.
As a Nintendo guy up until PS3, my only experience with Crash was really Doctor's Office. He'd have a PS2 setup, no PS1 setup, and there would be no memory card. So just every time you'd go, it'd start up the PlayStation and you'd play the first level of Crash. So like,
I feel like that's a really like perfect game to have at a doctor's office too.
yeah,
'cause
it's a classic waiting room game. But yeah, looks hype. I don't think I'm gonna pick it up. I think it's on my GameCube, so I'll rent it. But I like when PS4 does PlayStation goes when they go all out for the merchandise and shit. It looks cool.
Well, it's not PlayStation; it's actually Activision doing that.
But I
Oh,
think it is
really?
exclusive to
Yeah.
PlayStation right now. I don't know if that's
No,
time.
I meant the merchandise.
The
push.
merchandise, it's
Oh,
it's
Activision.
Activision.
It's
Oh,
not
okay.
Sony. you know.
Okay. Activision does merch good also. No, it's because I like when Sony does whenever they go to conventions and shit. They have like the cool plushes and stuff, and they have like a lot of cool merch from their properties. But Activision does cool shit also. They have in the Destiny store they have these cool things. It's the ghost earrings. So it's it's an earring and it's the little ghost, the little robot, like the Peter Dinklage motherfucker who like floats around with you and has like a little jewel in it as its eye. And that's pretty cool.
That's nice.
If I want earrings, I'd pick that up. Segue to Geralt wears earrings. Maybe.
Okay, I respect the effort. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt has sold more copies. Has sold more copies in Q1 2017 than it did during the same period last year. CFO Peter. Nah, I'm not even gonna try.
What are they?
Neil
The
Lebowitz,
Polish, right?
Yeah, they're Polish.
Yeah.
Peter Neil Lebowitz. I'm sorry, I butchered that. In the launch event of Gwent. Hang on, this is worded a little weird. In the launch the launch of Gwent, the Witcher card game public beta is now officially revealed. You can go get the beta for Gwent on PS4 as we speak.
You guys a fan of Gwent?
I've never played The Witcher, but I know a
Me neither.
lot of people who have played it really enjoyed Gwent, but I just don't know how it'll stick as like its own game.
It's been received pretty well on Xbox so far because it's been on Xbox for a while. I tinkered with it a little bit. I just don't have time to really play anything that isn't like I can't.
It
if
would
it's not
be
catching
good
my
if it was in the
attention,
beta or on the
But, like,
Switch or mobile.
I think it might be coming to mobile eventually. I'm not sure, but I
This
feel
seems like a
it
game that they
was.
would bring to mobile. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
So I played a couple hours of Witcher, and in that time Gwent's from the beginning really, and also even my brother bought the Gwent physical game, which is kind of cool. I don't really like it because I'm like you really like need the digital to really know what the fuck's going on.
Well, it's like
But,
trying to play Hearthstone in real life. You can't. You know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah. But the thing with Gwent in the game is you have like a more of a, I guess, attachment to your cards and stuff, and the game really isn't. There's a card collecting aspect, but it's kind of like pushed into the game where it's like you have the cards, you have all the stuff. I feel like this Gwent game, if it's free to play, is it going to be free to play or is it just a beta right now?
It's a beta
is
right now.
free to play. I don't know if the game itself is.
I don't know if it's
free.
going to be charged. And even if it is charged, that doesn't mean it won't have microtransactions. And pretty much
I'm sure it will have
spend $2 to
microtransactions.
buy a pack. Where in Witcher 3, you're not using real life money to increase your Gwent deck, which I think is
Well,
what
it's like
people
if
liked
they-
about
if-
that.
It's like if Square Enix made Triple Triad separately from Final Fantasy 9 or 8. Was it? Wait, which one was it? Triple Triad was 8 and then whatever. There was a card game in 8 and 9. If they took that card game and separated it, it fundamentally changes it because you're playing the game. You're talking to random people in the game that you wouldn't have talked to otherwise, like NPC wise,
Yeah.
to try and get cards or to duel different random people. So I know what you're saying. It's exactly the same type of thing with The Witcher where I don't really think I would play Gwen outside of the game itself, but in the game, it's like just another thing to kind of like if I'm getting bored of hunting creatures or if I'm getting beat down by a griffin, I can just go play Gwent for a little bit to like cool down and then go back and try the hunt again.
Yeah. We'll see because
mean,
I remember when Witcher came out, people loved it. People were talking so much Gwent, and it's like, let's see if that holds up.
What we're missing here is that The Witcher is still selling. It's selling more than last year.
How does that make sense? What do they attribute that to?
Word of
Did it
mouth.
say?
It's selling more copies. That's what they're saying.
I mean,
No, but
maybe it's just been on sale.
I mean, the game is usually like around $30-$25,
Yeah, and that's for like the
so
Game
it's
of the Year
cheaper than
edition,
last
right?
year. Yeah.
Plus, the
guess
DLC
also-
has been so critically acclaimed too, and if there's the bundle with the DLC going on sale for cheap, then people are going to jump at that too.
This
So.
time last year, DLC wasn't out.
One of the two, I think, was out. I don't think Blood and
Okay,
Wine was out,
okay.
but the first one, I think the first one was out at this time.
All right, solid.
All right, and then last item on the list, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, the Telltale series, episode 2 has finally been officially announced. The episode will be titled Under Pressure. It will be released June 6th, and it follows the story of Rocket Raccoon. I haven't picked this up yet. I'm probably going to pick it up when the season pass goes on sale.
Most likely. Plus,
Yeah,
the
so-
first episode wasn't that good, was it?
I heard it was
heard it
mixed,
was okay.
not mixed reviews, but just like solid. Like a 7.5, I think was its general reception.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the
Um,
Walking Dead Telltale games. And I did play the Batman one as well. So I'm interested to see how this plays out.
On the Walking Dead series, which one's your favorite so far?
I think the end of one probably,
Yeah.
because that really got to me.
It was something special.
Now, what did you guys think of the, what was it, 500 Days? The one that-
400 days.
400, whatever it was, the one that linked between, it was like the bonus episode between
It was
season
alright.
1 and 2.
I thought it was all right, honestly.
I
It
don't
was
think
really
I
good.
played that. I don't think
I haven't
have
played that. I have it, but I haven't played it.
I hate to admit it, I still haven't beaten season 1. Obviously, I know
That's
how it
great.
ends because everyone's talked about it since then, but I just, like, I had it on 360, and then I never finished it, and then I kind of just moved on and said whatever. And then they re-released it on Xbox One, and I picked it up there, and I was like, I already did this, like, all of this, because I had gotten through season, like, episode 3. So it was just a matter of me forcing myself to get through what I had already played to then get there. So I think I'm at the end of episode 4. So my wife and I just got to chunk through it at one.
The thing is, those games run like shit, and it's inexcusable.
That's the other thing too, is it feels like going back in time. So it's like not only am I replaying something I've already done, but I also need to deal with the engine. So I don't know.
I'd love to play this Guardians game with Nolan North or Troy Baker as Rocket Raccoon and all these guys.
No, I
But-
thought Nolan was Rocket.
Someone's Rocket.
I'm pretty sure. It's Nolan.
But I can't be dealing with crashes every time. I can't be dealing with frame rates that are at 2. It's
why-
inexcusable in a game in 2017.
Yeah,
That's why I'm just gonna wait for the season pass, and then I'm just gonna blow through it in one sitting, so it's not repeatedly suffering through the engine. It's just I can suffer through the engine in one day.
I'll wait till it's on Plus or something, honestly.
Yeah, at this point, it's like beating a dead horse by talking about it because everybody knows it's bad. Everybody talks about how bad the engine is. Like, they need to change something.
But I
But
feel
we
like
did
it's
not-
on
they-
themselves because they brought up them fixing the engine, and then it didn't get fixed with Batman. So
Even if they didn't say-
they reignited that
They-
conversation.
Okay, so they announced that they were changing it with Batman, and supposedly they did. I played it. I
Oh,
played like
yeah.
3 episodes, and it runs a little bit better than the other ones. And supposedly with the new game, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, it was gonna be a new engine, and it's the same thing. It's just they updated it.
Why you always lying?
Did you guys play the Batman Telltale series?
Yeah,
I
finished
played
it.
like 3
I loved
episodes.
it.
I haven't.
Did
finished
you
it.
guys?
finished it.
Anyone
I
that beat it? Did you guys get the bug in episode 4 where it was just the floating eyes in the mouth?
No, I did not. But
No, I
I
didn't
saw.
get that.
I
plenty of
did, and I was
videos.
really mad.
But I got crashes and.
Joel, did you play it on PlayStation or Xbox?
I played it on Xbox.
Okay, so maybe it was just the PS4 version that had the floating eyes issue.
Yeah, I'm not
Um,
sure.
But you know, we beat the dead horse because they have to fix it. It's ridiculous. We're
Yeah,
not
it
gonna
is insane.
I'm not shutting up until they do something because once we all shut up, they think like, oh, I bet no one cares about that anymore. Let's
And the
get more
problem
licensed
is,
titles rather than fixing it.
part of the problem is also that people are still buying the games. So like they're not going to stop making the games if they're still making money off of them.
That's true. I mean,
Yeah.
why change it if it's actually? I mean, I was gonna say don't change it if it's not broken, but it is broken. But they keep selling, so why change it?
Yeah, for the player, I guess that's why you change it, so the player has a better time.
Yeah, but if they keep selling, why do it?
I guess vote with your wallets. Am I right?
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
All right, so it's that time of the episode. Joel, would you like to read the drop this week?
Sure. I just go over the new releases.
Yep. So Clements apparently is busy with E3 prep stuff, so there are no descriptions.
Oh, I went
Did
in
you put
there
them
and
in the
I put some descriptions on some of the games. The
Oh,
games
okay. I
that
didn't realize
found
you added them to the
interesting.
doc. I was just looking at the actual link itself. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So what we got for the week of May 30th?
Okay, from our best friend, the powerhouse of PlayStation, Ryan Clements, the new releases for the week of May 30th, 2017, we have Neo Geo Metal Slug 2 for the PS4. It's digital out on June 1st. We also have Neo Geo The Last Blade for PS4, which is digital out on June 2nd. I've never played either of those games.
A
And they
Thursday
just don't
and Friday
miss.
release.
They just don't miss. Every week they're dropping 2 games.
They must have
A Thursday and a
have-
Friday.
Yeah, of course, different days. They must have this wicked internal schedule, which is just like I'll buy everyone's desk, it's on everyone's calendar, and it's just the releases until like 2020. Every week they're gonna have a fucking new Neo Geo game somehow, It's like we're not missing a beat. We're fucking ACA bitches.
Up next, we have Bricks for the PS4. It is out digital on June 1st as well. And then next we have Cross Out for the PS4. It is set in a post-apocalyptic world devastated by an alien invasion and human genetic testing gone awry. Cross-out team-based multiplayer vehicle combat game that tests players' creativity in building, upgrading, and customizing deadly armored vehicles to destroy enemies in open player versus player combat.
Miguel, did you copy and paste these direct, or did you?
Yep.
For real?
Yeah, that was pretty
Yeah,
bad.
man. And that's what Clemens does all the time. So
Cross that team-based multiplayer. That's not a sentence, though.
I know. Why do you think Colin used to complain about it all the time?
Set in a post-apocalyptic world devastated by an alien invasion and human genetic testing gone awry. Comma.
This is
Comma.
how,
That's not a period.
yeah.
Comma,
Cross
capital
out
C.
This is how we know that Clemens just copies and pastes.
That's funny. Okay. Sure, why not? Cross out team-based multiplayer, vehicle combat. That's all you have to do is, guys. Whatever. Go.
Next up, we have Damascus Gear. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Tokyo Battle HD Edition for the PS4 that is out digital on May 31st. We have Danger Zone for the PS4 digital. Danger Zone players are tasked with driving into a junction to create the biggest collision they can. In 20 single-player crash testing scenarios, each with its own distinct layout. Sorry. That one was me, that wasn't the writing. Energy Balance for PS4 is out digital on June 2nd. Enigmatus 2, The Mists of Ravenwood, PS4 digital. Enigmatus, The Mists of Ravenwood is a casual adventure game rich with horror, plot twists, and shadowy intrigue. Have you guys played the first one? Have you ever
No.
Have you ever even heard of the
Have
first
you?
one? No, I have not. That's why I'm asking. Up next, we have Locke's Quest for the PS4, digital and retail. In Locke's Quest, players create a virtual world block by block to defend their homeland against invading enemies. This remastered version of the critically acclaimed 2008 Nintendo DS. That's all it says. That is a weird sentence.
Wait, there's nothing more after that?
It just says this remastered version of the critically acclaimed 2008 Nintendo DS.
So it should say this is.
It's just a
remastered
remaster.
version.
Yeah.
This is. You guys remember this at all? This is a THQ hit.
I
Not a hit.
remember it being popular. I never played it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I never played it either.
I
Moving
just thought
on.
interesting is coming to the PS, like a 2008 DS game. Why not release it in May 2017 on the PS4?
Why not just put it on Vita? But we're gonna keep banging that.
Why even put it anywhere?
Up next, we have Sir, the Insult Simulator, PS4 and digital.
I wish we had a description for that because it sounds like it could either be the worst
Yeah.
game on the planet or the best worst game on the
It
planet.
looks like it's like
Very
some
true.
like a Jackbox game or something.
Yeah. Up next, we have Paddle versus Paddle for PS4 digital. Not sure what that's about.
Ping pong maybe.
We have
Yeah,
We have
It's similar to that.
Sorry, okay. So it's similar to a ping pong game?
Yeah.
All right, up next we have Polarity Ultimate Edition for the PS4 digital. In Polarity Ultimate Edition... Wait, what? In Polarity Ultimate Edition, Will blast through 32 levels of fast-paced hacking action playing as Noah, an up-and-coming tech head with a powerful digital avatar. Steal data, break into virtual vaults, and make dark deals with the mysterious Linus Corporation. Hey, this writing is bad.
Yeah.
I've always heard them read it, but I've never actually had to read it for myself.
I assumed when they were reading it, they were changing it.
Yeah, we're picking up the mantle of having to read it so that everyone else doesn't have to read it.
Wait, where did you find this description?
I just Googled the name and went to, I think it was IGN, and most of them, because they had the description for them.
So even they copy and paste them.
Yeah.
So it's
Alright.
probably
Copy
just
and
right
paste
off
it.
the description on
Yeah.
the PlayStation Store.
Oh, and some of the games are not even in the PlayStation Store yet.
This game isn't in the PlayStation Store yet. That's why I couldn't
No, it's
find
not.
it.
Some of them are not. So just
This is just the blurb from IGN. I'm looking at it right here. But they must have gotten it from someone else as well. All right.
Next, we have Shu for the PS Vita digital. Shu is a 2.5D platformer in which a colorful trail and hand-drawn characters run, jump, and glide their way up an ancient mountain, forever pursued by a monstrous and an unrelenting storm. Sorry, my reading's really bad right now.
You're good, man.
Next, we have one which I'm actually kind of excited
Wait,
for.
so on Shu, Shu has been looking like a cool game. I've been following it for a little bit. Have you guys heard at all about Shu?
No, I've not.
No. What is it about?
It's
Like,
just-
have you seen gameplay of it or?
I've seen images and I've seen the PlayStation blog talk about it. It's just like this cool. Oh, it's also on PS4. Weird. Did the drop say it was on PS4? I thought I was looking if it was just. I was gonna say weird. It's only PS Vita, but if you're using the name of Sony bigwigs, that usually gets your game some attention.
Yeah, I'm sure that has a lot to do with it being talked about. But
Yeah,
yeah, up
for sure.
next we have a game I'm kind of excited for, Star Trek Bridge Crew for the PSVR. That's coming digital and retail. We have Tekken 7 for the PS4, digital and retail. That's coming out on June 2nd. We have Thea the Awakening for PS4, digital, out on May 31st. In Thea the Awakening, you take on the role of a god, a patron of a small group of survivors, hopelessly trying to lead your flock through the many risks and dangers that plague Thea. I'm assuming Thea's a place? Or, I don't know. Only your skill and judgment will determine whether you can save mankind from eternal darkness.
Capital D.
Capital D, yeah, for darkness. Last but not least, we have Wise Origin for the PS Vita digital.
Ease, I think that one's pronounced actually.
Ease, really?
Yeah, I heard that. I knew that. I found that one late. Late in the
All
game.
right. So Ease Origin for PS Vita digital. I wonder how much it would cost if you bought all of these games.
You shouldn't. So pick of the week for me is going to be Shu, just because that looks interesting. I did look at the blog post as well. I think it's coming to PS4. Maybe he's already on PS4. I should check that one. But this week is coming to Vita. So I'm gonna go with that little cute Vita title. What about you guys?
I think personally I would go with Star Trek Bridge Crew, just because we'll talk about it in a little bit with some of the questions we have. But I think the PSVR really needs more content if it's trying to be a feasible product, I guess. Like a
Bridge Crew for me is also my pick of the week. Just same exact reason. Just want to support VR. So
Nice, Miguel.
Mine probably Taken 7.
Tekken 7 is looking tight. What's the deal with that? Is there a story mode? How much content's in that game?
There's some story mode and online. It's pretty much like any other fighter out there.
Yeah. Nah, because I'm saying Street Fighter 5 came out with pretty weak stuff. So I was wondering if Tekken's gonna follow suit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Weak content.
I guess we're gonna find out the 6th.
Are you a big Tekken fan, or do you like Tekken more than Street Fighter?
I like Taken more than Street Fighter.
Nice. All right, and there you have it. The drop. Those are the games coming out this week. I'm probably going to be going back actually to Horizon, finishing that up this week as well. Fun little update on my PS4 system. So you know how I've been thinking that it just might be the Black Ops 3 disc. So I go put in a different disc. Fallout 4, haven't played that in a while. Forgot where I was. I'm like, oh, I guess I'll do some side missions that I've never done. I'm in the middle of Nuka World, the last DLC one. If you remember that one, the last DLC expansion. And I'm like dead in the middle of a mission, like walking like towards an objective. And I guess I thought it was a proper place to stop there for like 6 months. So I picked that up, and the system didn't make a single noise while that disc was spinning for about an hour. So I think my Black Ops 3 disc might be busted.
Might be, bro.
At least you upgraded to your PS4 Slim.
Yeah, now it's a Slim, I guess. But
That's
in a
why I
world
go
where we
digital.
in a world where we can go digital, and maybe it'd be easier, let's move on to the topic of the episode. Toast. Yeah, I guess it would be tots. Tots.
It would be totes.
Totes, yeah, it would be totes. Yes, I see someone wrote that in the doc. Topic of episode would yeah. Well, I guess if we take off the. But the question is, should PlayStation change PS Now to compete against Xbox Game Pass? Are they even able to? Would then Gaikai be a waste of resources? I'm going to start off with this one, just saying yes, they would need to not even change PS Now to match Xbox Game Pass, but change it to compete in the sense that even if they make it part of PlayStation Plus, and it's still the same thing where you still gotta have to stream the games. Okay, that's good. Excuse me, that's getting better. If they make the streaming require less bandwidth, if they just do something with it, even without making. So for those who don't know, also Xbox Game Pass pretty much is the same thing as PS Now, except you have to download the games to your system, and then you have unlimited access to all these games in this library. They have over 100 titles right now. I think they're still in beta, and what you need is
actually odd for gold members.
Yes, so it's in like a preview for gold members, and what it is you need an internet connection to play the games, but just an internet connection is pretty much just to verify you're signed in and you're a member and shit like that.
Yeah, so this is basically it's like the EA Access Vault in that it's giving you a subscription. Subscription entitles you to download these games, and then it is just adding those games to your ready to download list in your My Games and Apps on Xbox.
Yeah, I think PS Now definitely needs to like kind of pivot in a way. I don't know exactly what the answer is, but maybe because I think what they're doing now is good, like where you can stream the games and play them that way. But maybe if they had a way to where if you were playing on your PS4 and say you were playing a game that for some reason was kind of laggy in the sense of like latency, maybe you had the option to also download the game and play that way. Because I think it's a good idea to be able to stream it, like say you just take your laptop somewhere and want to play. Because isn't that an option as well?
Yeah, you're able to log into your laptop or computer and play the service through that.
Yeah, so they removed the ability to do it through all other platforms, but yes, PC, Mac, and I don't even know if they kept Mac, but definitely PC and PS4 are the two that they're pushing hard now for streaming. I agree with Joel in regards to leaving the streaming option, but I feel like they should. Yeah, that's what I was saying, that now it's really PC and PS4 they're pushing for the streaming. I think they should leave the streaming option, but I think they should also figure out a way to make it backwards compatible on PS4. Because
all right, they should have the option to able to download the game.
That's the thing, is they have to figure out do they have the architecture in place to be able to play those games on PS4? Because some people say it's not as easy as just flipping a switch, but maybe it is. I don't know. It depends. Because the cell processor on the PS3 is well renowned for giving developers headaches. So who knows how easy it is to enable the backwards compatibility on the PS4?
I mean, if it took them this long and we still can't even change our names, why should we believe that they're able to do that at all?
The thing is, because didn't Microsoft also say that they couldn't do backwards compatibility, but then they did it?
Yeah, they said that when they first looked into it, like they discovered that there was no way it was going to happen, But then
Exactly.
they probably
So-
just had a team just keep trying, and eventually they figured it out.
Well, this kind of circles back to is this a healthy Sony going forward? Because Xbox basically did that because they were in the corner and they needed to get goodwill back for the from the Xbox players, and Sony's just kind of they're probably in a space where they're looking at it and they say, well, we don't really need to figure out backwards compatibility because people are buying PS4s anyways. Whereas Microsoft, like I said, they kind of had to figure out some kind of goodwill gesture, and that's why they went all in on backwards compatibility. I believe, at least.
Yeah, I honestly don't think that we're going to see any sort of backwards compatibility on PlayStation until like the next iteration of PlayStation, to where maybe they have an opportunity to like revamp the whole software and everything for the console so that they can figure it all out.
The thing is, I think by then they wouldn't even. They would.
I mean,
By PS5, really, they're gonna invest resources to make it play PS3 games.
no, that's not gonna happen.
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying as far as PS4 games.
No, I know. I think PS4 games would have to be playable on a PS5.
Yeah.
I think they developed.
I mean, they
the
already said that
architecture.
that's what's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
and it's not adapting from the cell processor anymore, so it's gonna be. a
But
million
who
times
knows
easier
if they
already.
really want people's money in this PS Now subscription, maybe they'll try and do it.
Oh man, they can, but overall the systems are selling, so there's no point to it neither.
I feel like they would probably rather
Unless
focus
they
on
weren't
trying
losing.
to get that PS Plus number up versus the PS Now number up.
Oh yeah, I completely agree.
I agree with that.
And you know how easy that would be? Combine the two.
Very,
yeah,
very easy.
give maybe. Okay, here's a
Maybe
question for
give
you
a
guys.
discount or something like that. They're not gonna just give it for free.
Yeah, no. Here's a question for you guys. Would you pay an extra? What's PS Plus is $60 for the year now?
$20 extra a year. I do for now.
Yeah.
You would go
No,
up to
you'd
be
20. I was
okay.
gonna say $10 more a year. You would pay $20 more a year.
It's $60 now, so $80 a year. You're netting yourself 6 free games a month and huge
Access
library
to entire
to
backlog,
PS3 games. Yeah.
backlog.
I mean, how much is PS
If
now
it's
right
good, now is I think expensive. I think
It is
100 a
expensive.
year.
It was 100 for a year, and they only run that promotion during the holidays typically. And then otherwise, you have to do the 3-monther, which is I think like $40, $45, something around there. So it's expensive.
Yeah.
All right, so 1 month is 1 month for $20 and 3 months for $45. That's how much it is right now.
Yeah, that's expensive.
How much
Yeah,
for 3
it-
months?
3 months, $45.
So what is that?
It's expensive, especially thinking because what if there's a game you want to play on it and you go to play it
180 a year. That's 180 a year.
and you go to play it and the input lag is so bad that you're not even enjoying it.
Yeah, because in some games I heard that the input lag is really bad.
Well, that's what happened to me. I bought a year of PS Now not this past Christmas, the Christmas before, because I wanted to play a bunch of stuff that I missed on the PS3 generation. Because, like I said, I played a little bit more 360 because that's where my friends were. So I wanted to catch up on some old stuff, and the input lag was so bad. The input lag was so bad on Uncharted 3 that I literally just went and bought the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection. It was so bad, I was like, I'd rather.
They
just
have
play
to have a test trial of some sort before you put.
It's just like
any...
a 7-day trial, I think.
No. I'm saying before we put any money on now, there has to just be even just like a basic like calibration thing. Oh, I just a input lag test where it's like, hey, will you have fun with this game? Here's just a basic character. Hit X to see him jump. If this is running well, then it's you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Where-
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could just do the
You should
7-day
not be
trial.
able to put money on now if it's not going to work how intended due to your internet. You know.
I
and
mean,
it's-
it depends on the internet speed too, I assume.
I'm saying
If
yeah, no.
it's good,
That's
I mean-
what. So you should be able to have a test before putting money.
Okay,
on.
I get.
And also another problem with the streaming is what if for whatever reason PS Now they don't change, you can't download the games and it becomes super popular. What happens when a bunch of people are trying to play games at the same time?
Right? Are they even prepared for that? Have they ever
That's
even
true
had
because
a
they
million people
they
on their servers at
prioritize
the
it
same
and
time?
they automatically log you out if you stay signed in but inactive.
Really? I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely think the Xbox Game Pass has it partially right with the being able to download the games. But if PS Now could include that in their service where you download the games and you could also have the option to stream them, I think that is really where all the money's at.
Yeah. So we all agree. Game Pass sounds pretty great if you're an Xbox gamer, and we definitely think
if
PS
you
Now needs to be revamped.
if you say it's going to change, saying it's going to change, when do you think it's going? When do you think we're going to see it? Joel, when do you think?
I honestly have no idea.
I honestly don't think it is going to change.
I don't think it will either.
If they change it, it's gonna be in the next PlayStation experience.
Wow.
So they could get that big pop, from the fans.
You guys
If
are
they
going
change it, but I
PSX, we
doubt
get
it.
name changes and PS Now revamp.
They can. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we gotta give up on the name
a while
changes.
away.
Yeah, we gotta give up on that one.
That's the thing is, once we give up on the name changes, we'll get it.
That's why. Just give up on it.
You guys are going far. I was going to say this E3 maybe. Maybe you'll see it this E3.
That's not gonna happen,
I
dude.
don't think so. All right, Joel, last word.
Yeah, they need to be able to download the games, and I think that they have too short of a time span to have figured it out for this E3. So I definitely think it would be feasible to have done by PlayStation Experience.
Yep.
Plus,
they still gotta, if they change it, they gotta come out with how they're gonna change it. They gotta test it first, probably a couple betas, alpha beta, and then actually release it. So it's gonna take a while.
All right, so let's move on. Now we're going to Trophy Room.
Miguel, what are we looking at this week for
All
trophies?
right. We got 2 games. The first one is Taken 7. It releases on June the 2nd. It has 26 bronzes, 13 silvers, 3 golds, and a platinum. And the hardest trophy that I saw, the name of it is Okay, I'm Ready. And it's won a battle in an online tournament.
That was the hardest one.
That was the hardest one that I could find.
No playing with each character till you reach level
Nope.
1,000.
Nope.
Play
Nope.
300 hours with each fucking character. Nothing like that.
I assume it's gonna be a tournament, probably 6. You're gonna have to beat probably 6 or 8 players online.
But still, not even beat the online tournament. It's win a battle, a single.
I mean,
Yeah,
at the end, it's a tournament, so I'm sure you're gonna end up facing a couple good players. So it's gonna take you a couple tries to get it.
But it's not spend 1 trillion hours with each character.
Oh no, it's not like
every-
Injustice 2 that you gotta play with one character, unlock, level up each character all the way up.
Yeah, every NetherRealm game.
Yeah.
The next list looks pretty crazy.
Oh yeah. So this game just came out
my God.
May 26th. It's Friday the 13th, the game. It has 42 bronzes, 6 silver, 2 gold, and a platinum.
Just quick stop back. How badly do you think they wanted to get that game out on a Friday the 13th? They should have delayed it or released it early. It's just to get that.
I'm just really concerned that literally not one single human being is going to get this platinum
Oh no.
because of this one
Okay,
trophy.
so
Go ahead.
the trophy is gonna be really hard to get a platinum for this game, but the trophy name is the final chapter, and you had to play 1,000 games in multiplayer as Jason. The problem is that there's no way for you to choose Jason at the beginning of the game. It's just random, so you got a 1 in 8 chance to actually play as him.
So pretty much you gotta be planning to play at least 8,000 games, unless you get really lucky.
Yeah. Yep.
Imagine.
But
if
the
you
odds
got
reset
really
per matchmaking too, so really you could hypothetically go
Wait,
16
never.
matches without playing as Jason.
lucky. Yeah.
Unless they
fucked.
change it.
That's fucked.
Unless they change it
They
and you're
have
able to.
change it. They have to change it.
Now, does this include private matches though? Because if it includes private matches, then I
Oh,
think
you-
it's a little more reasonable. But you still have to play if you're doing it with a friend. You still have to do 2,000 matches between the two of you.
Yeah.
What,
Who thought of
what if they change it
That's
to where
absurd. It should have been like 10, maybe 100. 1,000's insane. That's like, oh, I don't know.
I feel like they need to change it to a way to where when you go into matchmaking, you say, "Hey, I want to be Jason. Don't find me a game."
There is a
until I
setting
can
for
be
that,
Jason."
but everyone probably has that setting
Yeah.
set.
Yep.
There is a
problem.
preference, yeah. I don't know. 1,000 And how long are matches? Like 20, 30 minutes? So that's crazy. They need to patch that trophy.
Just to go back on, if they did want to release it on Friday the 13th this year, their only options were January and October.
Yeah, and that game would have got, no pun intended, that game would have got in October.
Yeah, there's just no way.
All right, so stupid trophy. And then also I'm seeing some goofs on the dock over here. Star Trek Bridge Crew has a platinum.
Yeah,
has to go buy a VR. LOL, no. The SPF Bridge Crew Squad. Yeah,
so I don't know if did I talk about the fact that I have a VR now? So now 2/3 of the main co-hosts have a VR.
All right, let's get into the question of the episode, and we could blend them in there together.
So remember, don't forget, you can join us on the PSBF Facebook group, PS Best Friends Facebook group, by going to facebook.com/group/PS Best Friends and get your questions answered on the show. Also, you could tweet us at a Twitter account named @PSBF Podcast. That's PSBF Podcast. You DM us, slide into them DMs, and we'll read your question. This question comes from Mike Ross from the PS Best Friends Facebook group. What's your opinion on the state of PSVR? On par with Sony's expectations, did the release of Farpoint renew interest in the platform? So I'm going to start this off with on par with Sony's expectations. Just from that, was it the Times article or was it the Journal article recently that talked about, or Forbes or something, that talked about the success of PSVR and kind of went into it pretty deep. It's selling, I think it,
So according to PlayStation,
overexceeded
at the beginning it exceeded expectations. They couldn't keep up with the demand. And now every time I go to any of the stores like Walmart, Best Buy, I see a couple of units there, like one or two most of the time.
Yeah, I think for sure the hype has died down as of late, but I mean that goes with pretty much anything. The hype will die down a few months later.
That hasn't happened to PS4 though. It's still selling.
Yeah, but I mean you can go into any Walmart and Target and find a PS4. It's the same thing.
That's true.
No, so it's not even about hype, but it's about the worry of support. In the sense that right now is their time to continuously be pushing it off. It's like, this is the first year. You got to prove in its first year why it's worth existing. And they're saying like, we're wait. It's they're not saying, but it seems like they're giving off. There's like this wait and see approach, or even at best, here's a dope game every 6 what do we May, like 8 months, really, you know?
All right, so Resident Evil came out, right? And what, 2 months ago?
January. No,
January.
wow. Yeah.
3. Okay.
Yeah, we're 5 months into the year. It's crazy.
All right. Farpoint just came out last week or 2 weeks ago.
Last week.
All
now,
right.
what, we had Bloodstar Arena a couple weeks ago. Is that what it's called? Bloodstar, whatever.
That was 3 weeks ago, I think, a month ago.
And this week we're gonna get Star Trek. I mean, they all sound pretty good. The problem is that Sony's not putting the effort to promote those games.
Yeah.
Like Farpoint, I just saw yesterday. I was watching ESPN and I saw a commercial for Farpoint. It was like a 20-second commercial for it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I heard nothing about this game between the launch of PSVR and the week before it came out.
Oh yeah, I completely agree. I didn't know what it was until I watched a stream.
I heard a lot about it just because, like, they've been pushing it hard in, like, the much more, like, the smaller gaming scene, like, their Twitter and stuff and the blogcast. But actually, this game really, Farpoint really didn't get me, I wasn't really juiced about it until I was watching the Mega 64 podcast this week, and Rocco was talking about Farpoint, and he was talking about the aim controller, and he was saying how amazing it was. And Rocco, like, along with like anyone really in the game industry for a while, they usually come off very jaded about games. Like him and Gertzman, I feel are kind of similar in that way. But to see him really jazzed about like this seemingly gimmicky piece, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I should give this a second chance. Maybe I'll look into picking up Farpoint.
I think
I think in ways it did renew interest in the platform though.
I think that's part of what's lacking in the PSVR is like they released the new technology, I guess, with with the gun, and I feel like the Move controllers kind of hold it back. As a whole, the whole PSVR. I think the Move controllers kind of hold it back because it's like old technology. I feel like they need to revamp the way you're using your hands within the PSVR. I don't know what the answer is. Maybe they need to come out with something completely different.
I don't think it's the controllers as much as the camera.
Yeah, that's very true.
I think I agree with Joel. I think it's the Move controllers. I think the camera's fine. It's just the fact that we don't have a camera behind us for.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Lack of cameras, I guess. I'm saying.
Okay, that's fair. But yeah, no, I agree with Joel. I think using old tech was just kind of them trying to save on R&D costs, which is fine to get the product out initially, but I think they need to figure out a way, almost like with the aim controller, and maybe the aim controller is the way to go in the future with like shooters and stuff. Obviously, for anything two-handed, you're still going to need something similar to the Move controllers. But for anything shooter based, I think the aim controller, I think they need to stay on top of this peripheral and keep pushing it instead of just kind of, it's out there now. There's 3 games and we're never going to do anything with it again.
See,
you need to keep using it.
The people that wanted to buy it at the beginning, they already did, in my opinion. Now, if they want to keep selling, they need to promote it to the mainstream media. Meaning they got to promote it on TV and commercials, promote it on websites, instead of just doing the Twitter, just tweet about it or have a podcast talk about it a little bit. Because a lot of people don't listen to podcasts.
Now, what do you think? What do you think they would have to do to renew interest? Not even renew interest, but to now break that next barrier into mainstream and say, like, this is why your average dude who plays 2K and FIFA on his PS4 needs the VR. What would PlayStation do that?
I think they need to. What's the best way to word this? I think they need to do some type of rebranding, like a low key rebranding. Say, not rename it, obviously, but I think they need to do something about the price. I know they would probably lose money. I think they might even be losing money on the price right now, but I think the
that's
price
probably
going
to happen for the holiday.
Price needs to come down. I think the price alone is the biggest thing standing in the way of it selling better, because how many people are like, yeah, I would definitely get it, but it's a lot of money. I mean, it's the cost of the PS4 when it launched. With the Move bundle, it's the cost of the PS3.
compared to the Vive and what's the other one? Oculus. Yeah,
it is the cheapest.
Like half the price.
It is cheaper, but it's still a lot of money for the average. The average person doesn't even know the Oculus Rift and the Vive exist.
Yeah,
I think PS4 gamer.
I don't think that the average consumer, like say your guy who plays Call of Duty every year, every other year, and 2K, I don't think they're ever gonna want to buy one of these, because I feel like VR as a whole is mainly for the hardcore gamers or like your tech geeks who want to like experience the stuff.
You're saying that the VR is kind of always going to stay in that the specialist realm.
That's
if VR has the potential to be big, it's gonna be something else. It's not gonna be in gaming. What I see happening, it's in the second PSVR, whatever they want to call it. It's gonna be, they're gonna have the apps for NBA, football games, stuff like that for people to actually buy.
Yeah, I completely agree. I completely agree. I would totally.
So I'm more intrigued on that than the actual playing games on that. I'm okay with just grabbing my controller, sitting back and playing it on the TV.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Like I would enjoy buying, like a Game Pass to watch, say, the Chicago Bears play,
exactly,
like for the whole season.
That'd be great. It would be
great. I would pay like $60 for that.
Like it's especially for right now, all the hype. If you're basketball fans, the Cleveland and the Warriors are gonna go at it in a couple of days. Just imagine putting it on, be in the front row seat, pay a couple, maybe $100 for the 7 games. Put it on there and just watching the game like that.
Yeah, they would.
I would absolutely do it for the Stanley Cup too, because I'm a Penguins fan.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, just sitting in the box with Pierre would be amazing.
Just imagine when they get there. That's the point when VR is gonna explode.
Yes, I agree. That's actually what I was going to say before, is that I had my sister-in-law over yesterday, and she's a little younger. She's 17. And I had her try the ocean descent, like the shark encounter.
Uh-huh.
And just, it's you can kind of say it's a game. It's really that one specifically really isn't
Technically, not a game.
those
It's
types
just-
of experiences. I think that they need to aim for what you said with like sporting events or just events in general. I mean, there's
Concerts, stuff
on
like
one of the,
that.
on one of the apps for the PSVR, you can watch the finale of Dancing with the Stars from like the crowd. And I think that the other thing they need to focus on is go for what the Wii U did. Or not the Wii U, the Wii. Go for what the Wii did. Focus on family types experiences. So like I see all the time of my grandma put on a VR for the first time and it totally blew her mind and she got attacked by a shark. Like that type of thing I think is going to push the console, and then the hardcore gamers are going to be the ones that are going to be playing Farpoint. They're going to be playing Star Trek Bridge Crew. They're going to be playing Eve Valkyrie, stuff like that. But I think to move the units, you got to focus on family types experiences and the event stuff. That 100%.
It's pretty much the opposite from the PS4. Why it's selling? Like they're focusing on for the PS4 on games. They gotta do the opposite for the VR.
That's a really good point, actually.
Maybe part of it too is that maybe that won't happen until the hardware itself gets better. Because I don't know about you guys, but from my experience with the PSVR, like seeing things from far away are kind of pretty difficult. Like they get kind of blurry. So maybe when they revamp the PSVR or headsets in general, and they have like better resolution screens within the lenses, maybe, because I can't imagine like watching a Bears game and then like the ball's like all the way at the other end of the field, you know, like say I'm sitting on the 50 and the ball's on the 10. I feel like it would just be hard to figure out what is happening at the time.
I mean, the screen is not the best from all the three.
It's not. It's the worst. But
Yeah,
I
it's the
see.
worst.
I see this huge VR revolution that you guys are kind of talking about with like getting a VR headset on every grandma's head, happening in like 2 iterations. I don't see it happening.
I think
yet.
they could do it the next one.
Then I feel like the next one's going to be an upgrade, but not the upgrade needed to get into that space. And then the upgrade after that's going to be like, fuck, this looks real. This is a 4K display in front of my eyes right now, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure of that.
But that's, again, going back to price. That's going to drive the price back up again. So
Over time, I think it'll drop. Yeah, so thank you, Mike Ross, for sending that question in. Great discussion on VR. Honestly, we've been talking about VR so much on this podcast. It's kind of like a VR podcast. But let's move on. I don't really know where I was going with that one. Let's move on to the worst name of the week. Kind of a repeat, a recycled one, I could say. But this time we have the actual PSN user here. Joel Campos, at Campos63 on Twitter. He has an interesting PSN name. Joel, what's I'll let you say it. I don't want to butcher it. What's your PSN name?
All right, so my PSN name, it was also on an episode of PS I Love You. I don't remember which one it was. But my PSN name is AssBelonker69.
I love it.
So yeah, the story behind it is kind of so for Christmas one year I wanted a PS3, and my parents, like, they knew I wanted it, but they knew that, like, what if they bought me the wrong one and I was just pissed off on Christmas. This is like my freshman year of high school. So they just gave me the money, and I went to the only place that was open on Christmas Day was Play and Trade. And of course, like, because that place likes to scam people all the time. It's like a bootleg GameStop in the Chicago area, but I don't think it even exists anymore. But anyway,
Oh, it's still out there.
I
Never
definitely
heard. It's only in Chicago?
Oh, I don't know if it's only in Chicago, but I know that there are some here.
All right.
But either way, I went and I definitely paid like way more than I should have for a PS3. And so I was setting up the PS3, and I was on the screen where you create your PSN ID, and I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I was just kind of thinking, because I tried, you know, my standard is Campos63. That's what I have on everything on Xbox. And like, it was taken already. Like, who the fuck took my name? So I while I'm thinking, I go to the bathroom,
That's
and when
crazy.
I come back, my brother had done it for me, and for some reason,
wow.
he came up with AssBelonker69, and it makes no sense.
How old is your brother? At the time?
He was a senior in high school.
Oh, okay, awesome. Older brother.
Yeah, so I was a freshman in high school. He was a senior in high school, and he changed my name to AssBelonker69, and to this day we have no idea what the fuck it means.
Oh, it was just a funny thing he thought of.
Yeah, he just thought of it.
That's awesome.
Just put it down.
Ass the locker.
But yeah, so that's the story of how I got my name. And if I could change it, I don't know if I would. I feel like I would only change it if somehow Campo 63 opened up, just so I have it all over the place. But yeah, please Shuhei, let me change my name.
To specifically Campo 63.
Yeah, if you could free that up somehow.
I have asked Spelunker, but I've always wanted a tit Spelunker.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a great name. I love the idea because what is a Belonker?
No idea. That's the thing. It's like we bring it up to this day still, and we just laugh about it. He's like, "Yeah, you remember that time I like stuck you with that name for life?"
That's
yeah,
funny.
fuck you, dude.
All right.
You didn't thought of making just another account?
I thought about it, but I mean, like, I don't know. I like seeing like all the old games that I played, like the old, because
I'm saying when it happened, like
Yeah. Right after that, like.
Oh no, I just kept it. I was in it. I was in it for the long haul.
Nice.
Yeah, because I imagine you laughed it off, right? Like when you walk into the room and you see Spelunker, I would be laughing my ass off.
Well, I mean, and another thing is like I feel like I was mainly just excited to play my PlayStation at the time, so I just didn't really care.
Yeah, fuck it, whatever it is.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean.
Plus, you were used to being able to change your name, so.
Yeah. So when it happened, I just assumed like, oh, I'll be able to pay the $10 or whatever and change it because I had always played on the 360 before this point.
Oh, that's funny. You were
and
convinced
so
that you could change it.
Yeah, it probably wasn't for a few months until I realized I wasn't able to do it. But yeah, the number of times I've had people send me messages asking what an Spelunker is.
Now, what was?
Insane.
I would be so confused. Now, any cool stories of having to tell like a boss or a coworker or something to add you on PSN or a friend, a girl? Like how's that ever work?
No, I mean like normally they just ask me and I tell them and they're like, "What is that?" And I'm just like, "I don't know. My brother made it."
Okay, so you got that.
And they're just like, "Oh, okay, whatever."
Yeah,
Yeah, at least you have that excuse of my brother did it.
Yeah, not like, yeah, I'm fucked in the head. This is my name.
They're probably like, he's probably lying, but who cares?
Yeah, it's Spelunker 69. What's an Spelunker? You don't know what an Spelunker is?
No, I have had it before where somebody asked me for my PSN ID and I tell them and they laugh like, "No, but for real, what is it?"
No, for real. I know
Like,
you came.
no.
I know you came up with that joke on the spot because you're a hilarious guy. But
No, it seriously is Spelunker 69.
that's fucking great.
That's great, man.
All right. Please, Shuhei, let us change our names. And that has been episode 3 of PlayStation Best Friends Podcast. Please, for any questions, comments, concerns, updates, cooking recipes, craft brew recommendations, feel free to email us at psbestfriendspod@gmail.com. That's psbestfriendspod, like a little pod, @gmail.com. Ooh, which reminds me, I got to go watch Dragon Ball Super later. Or follow us on Twitter at PSBF Podcasts. That's how Joel here contacted us. We tweet some good stuff. We tweet a lot of good PlayStation news and all that.
Yeah, maybe they'll tweet a deal for a Yeti mic. Who knows?
Definitely going to be good deals if I see some. Also, keep up to date on these things, on these sources, the Twitter, I guess, and the email, not really so much. Follow our Twitter and our Facebook group, facebook.com/group/PSBestFriends, because I still am planning on giving away Uncharted 4 for the PS4, as well as I found a sealed copy of Zero's Escape. That's not it. What's it called? Zero Escape, Zero Time Dilemma. On the Vita, a sealed copy of that as well. There was a whole snafu mix-up with Amazon with the collector's edition. I wanted the game, but they couldn't send the watches. That was a whole thing. I ended up getting 2 copies. So 2 sealed games, a Vita and a PS4 games, 2 fucking great titles. We will be giving away soon. Keep up to date on the Facebook and Twitter, PSBF Podcast on Twitter. Thank you so much for listening. We have been Miguel Alvarez. Miguel, plug your shit.
I'm on PlayStation Network at Dark Angel 1010 and at Twitter at Angel Alvarez 10.
We have also been Pizza Boy. Anthony, plug your shit.
You can find me on PSN at the only X188. 1 is spelled out ONE, and then 88 is just the numbers. And then I'm on Twitter at Anthony Palm, no period, no space, none of them.
And of course, our awesome guest, Joel. Where can they find you?
Yeah, find me on PSN at AskBelonker69. Also, I'm over on Twitter at Campo63. And you can find my YouTube stuff. I make some game reviews and stuff at Almost Random on YouTube.
That's just youtube.com/almostrandom.
I don't think it's /almostrandom. I don't know at this point, but you just, if you go on YouTube and search Almost Random, you'll find my stuff.
Do it, listeners. Search Almost Random on YouTube to get some dank content. I've, of course, been Jeffrey Mizrahi. Find me at PSN at Brawl96. Find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch with Mr. Brawl96. I've been getting a lot of people thinking I keep saying ball with like an accent. I don't... Ball, I guess, brawl, like brawl.
Oh, okay.
Brawl, as in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. 96. For escapades and random thoughts that I normally change halfway through tweeting them. So yeah, thank you. Please listen again. And here's our outro music. Bye.
Up and down some road with many more miles and places to go. I've been in your town, even played some shows. Find us around, but now we got to go. Just trying to find a little peace of mind in a crazy world, in a crazy time. So come on, take my hand, put yours in mine. Let's just enjoy our lives for a while. Hey, it's when the flowers bloom, the clouds roll away, they roll away. When I find my tune, I know what to say, but not in vain, but not in vain. When I find my tune, I've been a million places, past a million faces, but I won't forget a single one. As life will keep going, we watch the wheels keep rolling, but there's something I need to know before you go. Hey, it's where the flowers bloom, the clouds roll away, they roll away. When I find my tune, I know what to say. Night and day, night and day. When I find my tune. Hey, it's where the flowers bloom, clouds roll away, roll away. When I find my tune, I know what to say. Night and day, night and day. When I find my tune, I think I found my tune. I think I found my tune. I think I found my tune. And it's all because of you. It's all because of you. And it's all because of you.